Know at this time that each one of you are part of this great time and a part of these great energies. Know that all things have not been foreordained or forewritten, but because of your proven valiancy in the past, it was agreed upon that each one of you would be here at this time, knowing that you would step forward and willingly accept your agreement and your responsibilities. There are many things that have been distorted because of the veil that was placed over the memories of the past. That veil is thin now. It no longer has the permanence that it has had in the past. As these energies go forth, and as these beautiful spirits that were selected and who have agreed to come forth at this time bring the more positive energies into this field, into this plane, the space between the remembrance of who you really are, that remembrance of your home that is with your Father and Mother in heaven, becomes thinner and thinner, and it is easier to transcend that wall and to retain and to obtain those memories. As you do this, and as you are able to do this, one memory that we wish to bring to your remembrance at this time is the memory of your mother and the place in which she holds. You have her heavenly parents, who are the creators of the individualized spirit who chooses to incarnate upon this physical plane. But once on the physical plane, it was important that your physical bodies receive nurturing also a very caring parent, one which participated in the creation of your physical bodies. The one of which I speak is known as Gaia, or Terra, as Mother Earth. At this time, we ask for you to become cognizant of your connection with her, to understand that you would not live without her, for she provides the air that you breathe, the water that you drink, and the materials that your bodies are made of. But not only that, she provides the physical electricity that flows in the nerves that makes your bodies move. She is the full participatory parent in this way, in helping to create the physical bodies in which you inhabit. Were it not for her and her energies, your bodies could not live. In much of the past, because of the veil, mankind has forgotten how important she is, and has forgotten to reverence her and to love her. In a daily way, they desecrate her in their actions, in their selfishness, and their desire for personal gain. At this time, it is my desire to bring to you the remembrance of the reverence that each one should have for Mother Earth. She is the one who provides your physical body. It is her that you should apply your prayers for, your personal healings in the physical or flesh of your bodies. For her power in sustaining your physical bodies is equal to the Creator, to the Father of your spirits. And you have forgotten this as a man, as a race. You have forgotten. You have taken her for granted. You think that the air will always be there. You think that the water will be clean and will be there. You think that the earth will always provide a place for you to live and walk. And you take all these things for granted. And you forget to bless her. And you forget to thank her. And you forget to reverence her. And you forget to ask her for help in healing your physical conditions. She has been very patient, and she has been very loving. There are many spaces on her yet where the wildflowers bloom and the wind can blow through her trees, but these spaces are not near enough to help her maintain her health. Through the greed of mankind, much destruction has been perpetrated in their forgetfulness, in their dishonoring. It is of extreme urgency that those who walk in the light remember to honor her and to give her place in their prayers, and their energy work will help to sustain her, and to provide the healing energies that she needs to counteract all those who are still in their forgetfulness due to her on a daily basis. She has given you many herbs and plants that are given to help heal the body. She has given you earth, mud, minerals. These are all given to help heal your bodies. And there is water. Water is the great cleansing factor if it is to be purified and not filled with your pollution and your filth. This is also a great healer not only to your physical body but also your spirit. And air. Air is also most helpful in healing your physical bodies. For oftentimes you do not breathe deeply enough to bring this air, which is actually Earth Spirit, to come into your body so that the spirit that was born within your body can obtain the benefit of the Earth Spirit. Dearest ones, it is with the utmost love that we come, and that we bring messages to you, and that we try to bring to your awareness and to your remembrances those things that you need to know and those things that you need to pay attention to. As you have been told, these ascension energies are not for mankind, but they are for your mother. But she has asked and invited as many as desire to ascend with her. We bless you with the strength and the power to overcome all obstacles that are placed before you spiritually and physically. We bless you with wisdom and knowledge to know how to overcome these things and to prosper and learn from them. And we bless you with the unconditional love of all those things in the ascended realm and all those throughout the universes, that you may have the securities of letting go of your fears and stepping into places of security, knowing that you are one with the Creator gods, one with our Mother Earth, and that when you pray, when you ask, when you speak, that your words are heard and will be fulfilled for your highest good. Know that if you will cultivate that experience with your mother, that at any time when she rages on behalf of her own cleansing, that she will hear your voice and will provide safety for you. All things at this time are participatory. All things must have participation spiritually and physically. It is the joining, it is the union, it is the blending, the emergence of the physical and spiritual together that will create the energies and the power to bring all within that ascension format. Ascension format. One is not without the other. It takes both. This is what I accomplished for you during the meridian of time. It was through the willingness of laying down the flesh and the power of the spirit to pick it back up and to unite it with its ascension form. This is the part of what was accomplished, so that at this time, these blessings and these gifts could be extended to all. At this time, I again want to bless each and every one of you that you may be filled with the Christ light, and through the fulfillment of that Christ light that you will be able to achieve your purpose and to culminate this end of cycles as it has been foretold would happen. I have empowered you. I have blessed you. And you have the authority to go forth in the name of the Father and in the name of the Son to teach the people, to heal the people, to heal the earth, and to bring all into that vibration and space that will provide for the ascension of this world and all of those who inhabit it. Dearest ones, know that you are loved, that you are the choice and the chosen, and that as each one of you will follow your inner guidance and go to the many different places that are required for you to go at this time, that you are indeed loved, you are indeed watched over, and that you are indeed cherished. Know that you are being guided, and take those steps boldly forth, knowing that only good will come from your actions. I so love each one of you. Know that all in the ascended realm love you.
Native Americans and indigenous peoples throughout the world used to do renewal ceremonies to help the earth stay in order. These ceremonies were outlawed and have not been done now for a very long time. In fact, many of these ceremonies have been forgotten. I am instructed by the spirits that many negative things have accumulated in the vibrations of the earth and in her body because of what humankind is doing to the earth and to each other. Water is our mother's blood. It works the same as our blood. Her streams and rivers carry life force to all parts of the earth. Her rain waters the desert. Her oceans are the womb of life, and her arteries bring life-giving sustenance to our crops and all life. And we have polluted and destroyed our water. And like our blood, when it is filled with toxic infection, she is fighting to keep life flowing through her numerous veins and vessels. And as we keep laying more oil pipes that leak, eventually All water will be covered with oil, and when that happens, the rains will stop, evaporation will cease, and the water will stop its life-giving sustenance. But there's more at play than just the pollution. Our very society, with its demand for highways, pipelines, and monstrous construction, also bears responsibility. Our construction crews use dynamite to loosen and remove large chunks of our Earth's flesh and bones. This is destructive to our Earth's energy forces, but also to the water we need for crops and drinking and survival. What happens is this blasting fractures the underground aquifers that have been millions of years establishing themselves, creating streams, ponds, rivers, and lakes. So that the water is lost, the streams and rivers and lakes dry up, and the water goes deeper into the earth. Dynamiting fragments the physical crystal grid deep in the earth that functions as Mother's nervous system and communication system, causing a disconnect with family members of her mountains and valleys. These construction methods destroy the grid systems in the vortex system that Mother needs to distribute her life force. They cover her with concrete and asphalt, which smothers her breath. All this serves to disconnect the vortexes of energy so that nothing functions as it is supposed to, creating wild storms as the energy whips around with no order. In our world today, we use great monstrous machines to dig into the earth to obtain what we consider precious substances. Or we use fracking to obtain oil and gas for our use. This fractures a layer of our mother's bones deep within her and causes her skin to slip around, or substances to dissolve into sinkholes, and it fractures ley lines, crystal grids, and water mains in the earth. Humankind has physically raped her, punching holes into her that let her life force leak out. These holes, especially the deep ones, allow the creations of the inner earth to escape. All things have a purpose when they are in their proper dimension, but when those meant to be in the earth come up here, they are unintentionally destructive, as their gifts are meant for below the surface of the earth. Sometimes these creations attach to man and make him act crazy, make him sick, and even take his own life or the lives of others. Humankind has cut the trees, so now the earth gasps for air, and in cutting the trees have removed the forces that keep the earth in place. Trees also are the electrical conduit that keeps the earth's heartbeat in time, and when it gets out of beat, acts like a conductor of lightning to shock the earth back into rhythm again. The spirits of those trees are given an allotted time to serve the mother, and cutting them down leaves the spirit still rooted to the ground and crying. Humankind is blowing up the mountains, which are the batteries of the earth, maintaining her life force. Humankind is not only displacing the animal life that is supposed to be in many places, but also displacing the spirits of the land, who are there to keep natural order. Some are dazed and confused, others are angry. Humankind takes away the natural vegetation and pours his man-made concrete and asphalt over the mother's vortexes, or chooses her sacred sites, which are the most powerful vortexes, to dump his toxic waste in. What the unconscious does not know is these powerful energy centers connect to the grid systems of the earth. These 33 grid layers radiate this toxic, poisonous energy into every part of the mother. When these grids are pure and clean, they provide the Earth Mother vitality and health. But when filled with poisons or destroyed by earth-moving construction, fracking, or dynamiting, it creates the inability for Mother to heal herself and renew herself in the natural order of ways, and the present toxic situation results. We have witnessed the cleansing floodwaters all over. We are witnessing the transmuting fires. We are witnessing the powerful storms. We are witnessing the earthquakes and sinkholes. We are witnessing the increased volcanic activity in the Ring of Fire. So much is going on that our media does not even mention it. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. This is a scientific principle. So please consider. For 18 years, the earth has been bombarded in the Middle East, where bombs are now hitting every 12 minutes, sending shock waves through the earth into the magma. Not only is war a massive toxic pollutant on the physical level, but also on the spiritual level, as innocent blood seeps into the ground, crying for justice. And the fear, pain, sadness, and mourning of death imprints the air and soil. Studies show the vicious shock waves travel through this magma. The scientific principle reasons that there must be an opposite and equal reaction. What possibly can equal the energy of war, if not the activation of the Ring of Fire, or as the shock waves build up and must be released in earthquakes and the splitting of the earth. We are all one. We cannot escape what we do to others, for it will affect the entire world. Know that this is Mother's way of protecting herself, of cleansing and transmuting all the negative energies that we are doing to her. The fires transmute the poisons and toxins. The storms clear the air. The floods wash the lands, and the negative energy is released in the magma and earthquakes. Humankind do not recognize the Earth Mother as a sovereign spiritual entity. Therefore, they do not ask, nor does humankind respect and honor the Earth Mother or her spirits and elementals or her children. So now we have hundreds of years of unconscious actions upon our Mother. They have piled up and they have to be cleared away. So, the Mother can do it her way, or we can assist and have a much milder result. I am instructed by my spirit helpers that those who love the earth and are helping her will be known by the Mother and will be protected during the earth changes. They will be protected because they will be told where to be and where to go so that they can be safe. Obviously, this means that they will be in communication with the Mother. I am also instructed that wherever we have cleansed the land through ceremony, that we lessen and can even eliminate the need for Mother to do her own cleansing. We are told that when the time comes, that not even a rock will be left unturned, so thorough will the clearing be, except where we have already healed her. There are two ways to approach healing the Earth Mother, for the earth is two. She is physical and spiritual. And in the physical realm, we can heal using such tools as living in balance and harmony with her, or sustainable technology, conservation, legislation, science, and living light upon her so that a small footprint remains. These are good. But at this point, science and governments do not have any solutions to do this effectively in the time that we have. They say the ice shelves are 10 years ahead of their predictions for melting. Things are speeding up. The second way to help Mother is spiritually. To heal spiritually, mankind must evolve into consciously creating with the good mind, and utilize intentional prayers and ceremonies for healing. The medicine wheel has 7 directions. There are the east, south, west, and north of the 4 directions. Then down is the earth, and up is the sky. You are the 7th direction. You are the center of your universe that you have created for yourself. So everything begins and ends with you. You are the center of your world. So first and foremost, the most important thing that each of us can do is do the healing work for ourselves. It is to become love, to be love. This means intensive self-examination to see where we are not in love with ourselves or others, or to be in our belief system. Judgment, religions of judgment, labels, political platforms, environmental issues, all things that seek to create separation among us and separation from our Creator must be let go of. If we get angry, we must look at what the lesson is being reflected to us, to learn about ourselves. Everything is about us. In our dreams, all the players are aspects of ourselves. This means that everything is your choice. There are no yes buts. You take responsibility for your emotions. You choose to be angry, hateful, spiteful, vengeful, sad, depressed, or filled with self-pity. Or you choose to work through these, learn the lesson, and let them go, and become peace, harmony, and intentionally, in the end, love. I find the political scene a great teacher of lessons. During one administration, a portion of the populace is fearful that he's taking over through martial law. Now, during another administration, a portion of the populace is fearful of a Bolshevik kind of takeover. One side reflects to the other side, or mirrors to the other side, fear, as each is fearful. The White House and what goes on there is only a reflection of what the people are believing and doing. We, the people, have been so in love with possessions and all that the god of Mammon could give us that we have been as corrupt as each administration, and that has been very, very evident as we are ending all life on earth with our ways. A president only reflects the state of the nation. So if we want ethics in government, we have to be ethical as a collective. If we want peace in the world, then we have to be peace as a collective. If we want no fear, then we have to manifest that as a collective. And that begins with each of us individually. There is a lesson in every emotion that we experience. Look at it. Go into the West, that place of introspection where one goes inside his heart to find truth, and ask your helpers to help you find your lesson so that you can let it go and be peace. Becoming love is the most important task at hand. Ridding ourselves of selfishness, judgment, negative attitudes is a priority. Forgiving others who have harmed us, including ourselves, for bad choices and experiences is part of the releasing and healing. Fully developing and filling the heart space with love is an absolute. This is the most important because no one can do it for you but you. How you do this is not as important as just getting it done. Prayer is great. Traditions like the Sweat Lodge are helpful. Vision quests, meditations are also good. If accepting Jesus Christ as your Savior means becoming the new mind with heart filled with love, then do that. Spiritual teachers and healers are good. If becoming a Buddhist, a Mormon, a Jehovah's Witness, a Baha'i, a Muslim, a Hindu helps you be love, then do that. All paths are good and have the same objective. All paths have truth, and finding that truth will only lead to more truth of higher consciousness where you will find the higher laws. However, If what you are doing now is not working for you, is not bringing peace, love, and harmony into your life, into your world, then open your mind to something else and change. That is why there are so many teachers of truth and so many paths. It may sound different, but there is a teacher, a path that will resonate with you to bring you absolute truth, which in itself brings joy and contentment. Keep learning until you have found what works for you. None of us have our own way, our own path, and none of us should judge that one way is better than another. There are as many ways to heal and become love as there are people. However, you do have help. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. White Buffalo Calf Woman has stated that the 100th monkey principle is a scientific fact and a spiritual principle. So let us apply that to the being like you of love and peace. As each of you become love and peace, the energy goes out to the collective matrix of the earth. As one of you become love and peace and then find another, that becomes 2. And then those go out and find another and become 4. Those find another and become 8. And then they become 16, and then they become 32, and so forth, until there is a major shift. They say that 1% can change the world. Out of 9 billion people, that would be 900,000. This is called critical mass. We've accomplished this. So according to the 100th monkey principle, there are now 70% of us who combine traditions and beliefs and have waken up to universal truths, such as a Catholic who also believes in reincarnation. There's absolutely no power that can stand in our way, but the energy is in the masses. The energy is in humankind coming together to create a new world of knowledge and prosperity for all, and the new world is ours. You becoming love raises the vibrations of the entire earth. The 1 + 1. And this is the best thing that you can do for the earth, for your fellow human, and for yourself. Becoming love, or at least working toward it, you will find your gifts and what you agreed to do while here on this earth at this most auspicious time. You do not have to be perfect, love. Peace and harmony before you can do the work. One of the wonderful things about spirit work is that as you help others and work with spirit, you help yourself. Never have I felt anywhere the euphoria and joy that I do working with the mountains, their spirits and elementals. It gets addictive to be in that kind of energy. My recommendation is first, go sit on the earth. Ask her spirits of the 4 directions and in-between places to come and join you. Ask for your angels, spirit teachers or guides, ancestral helpers, ascended masters. Invite the elementals to join you. Totem helpers, Creator, His angels, the Mother Earth, perhaps Jesus or Muhammad or Buddha, to come join with you. Whoever you feel most comfortable with, invite all into your circle. Often I will sit in a circle of cornmeal, as this represents the Corn Clan Mother Council that I work with. But your circle could be drawn with a stick into the earth, or a circle of rocks, and speak to them. You want to learn of them. Do this with a tobacco prayer, an offering, or something from your belief system. Let your mind go into the natural surroundings. Let your mind go into the standing tall people. Let your mind go into the natural surroundings, into the water and her people. Let your mind go into the earth and ask them to teach you what to do and what to heal. There are a few guidelines for this, but ultimately the spirits will take over the ceremony, and all you have to do is be the conduit for the messages. Listen, feel, and a knowing will come to you. Sometimes a voice or a whisper, sometimes pictures in your mind. Remember that everything is energy, and energy is consciousness. Everything lives. Everything has intelligence. Everything can communicate. Everything in the natural world is your friend, your best buddy. Approach with respect and without fear. Approach with prayer and offerings. They love you, and you are helping them. Everything from the stone people to the sylphs of the air love to do ceremony, and you will be surprised at who joins you in ceremony. A lot of us have residual fear of the dark forces. If you find that you are afraid because you might get a bad one, my suggestion is to surround yourself with the Creator's light. This can be either white light or the powerful blue light. These are Creator's gifts to us to be used for protection or healing. The blue is particularly sacred to the Mayan, and I know of Shoshone who work with blue also. Remember that no darkness can exist within the light. Only truth can exist where the Creator's light. And then trust. There are many ways to worship. Some spiritual activities are silent, like prayer and meditation. Some meet in a small church with a minister, and some gather together in ostentatious chapels with the choir singing. Some prefer a forest cathedral, and some do shout and praise. Some play loud electric music and make a showy production. There are many ways to worship. In Native American ways, prayer takes many forms. It can be danced, it can be ran, it can be music like with the flute, or it can be drummed and sung, or in ceremony, all with the connection of the heart. The more energy and emotion we put into our prayers, the more effective they are. The more people who join together, the more power in the prayers. If you are alone, then there is the power of one. But if you have 10 of your friends accompany you, then you have the power of 10 times that power of one. And if you add prayer, you add 10 times that 10, and the power becomes the power of 100. But now if you add music and song and dance, you now have 10 times the 10 times 10 times of the power of one. But your group now is the power of 1,000 in energy force. And that echoing from the mountaintops is true creation power. When we work in ceremony, we open vortexes of energy and connect the grid lines. When these are open, everything that is said or done or thought goes into this vortex to radiate out into the earth and her peoples. This program operates until the next ceremony. So when we are asked to be extremely conscious of what we pray for and what programs we are putting into the vortex, do not put anything in that is not positive for peace, harmony, and love for the creation of the new world. Please consider never use the word suffering or sacrifice or pitiful, or words meaning not worthy while in ceremony. The new fifth world is to be free from all of this, so do not claim it for the future. The fifth world is a world of service to the people, not suffering for the people or being poor and pitiful. Think, feel, love. I invoke the violet flame to blaze through all participants, transmuting any and all lessons, challenges, or concerns. So at the moment of ceremony, each and every one of us is as pure as we can be. I was taught the compassionate spirit, the whole spirit, the equal spirit, and I was taught service. We were put here, but to have joy and laughter and love, to have a full and enjoyable life. What Jesus did is accomplished. Now move on and claim the birthright He gave you: peace, love, and harmony. As you work with this, you might be driving down the highway and hear a message, and this is a clue. Someone or something is calling for you to be of service. Check it out. All is valid. Give it a try. See what the Earth Spirit has to say. Once you have your messages, you now know where to go and why. So the next step is to go and do the healing for them. Create the altar. This is a medicine wheel in the center, and the spirits will tell you what to use. Crystals can be used. Flower petals can be used. Every participant can bring sacred items and add them to the circle. We always include a container of water. Sometimes representatives of animal and bird life. Sometimes candles for the fire element. Red clay or white sand for the earth element. Local finds such as a feather, a branch, or a flower can be added. These things are representative of the spirits that are invited. Musical instruments are added. Put this thought into it. Everything will be charged with the peace energies, so bring crystal and bring water for your use after the ceremony. When the altar is finished, we gather around, and we usually put a circle around it in some way. Everything we use has a symbolic purpose. It means something to us or the spirits that we are working with. Do this in a prayerful way as a meditation to get everyone in the zone. Because of the world we live in today, not everyone will be able to have an actual fire with their ceremony. In that case, let a candle hold that space and energy for you. But when you can, build it like you would for a sweat lodge ceremony. Set it in the east with a direct line of power to your medicine wheel ceremony circle. Once the fire is lit, you must keep it going until the end of the ceremony. And once ready to put out, do it with respect and honor. Perhaps some water that has been left open to receive the holy energies from the ceremony. So then as it is poured on the fire and put out, the water will carry the peace and love energies deep into the earth that way. The fire will put them in the air and down into the grid. This is where drumming near the fire is really good, as the vibrations of the drum will carry the fire deep into the earth's grid. The fire should preferably be lit with stone and flint, as those are natural fires, but the match works well too. Do not use briquettes in any part of the sacred fire, as they are toxic. Use natural substances as much as possible in your ceremony, and never use this fire for anything but the ceremony. Do not spit or throw cigarettes and paper or food into the fire. It is a sacred fire, and you have called the fire spirit to attend and help with the ceremony. Be sure to smudge everyone and everything that will be used in the ceremony. Smudging clears the energy and loosens entrenched negativity so that it can be cleared. These are gifts to humanity from Creator gods to help us here. Many traditions use some form of incense, but for these ceremonies there are some sacred plants that are easily available to use. Tobacco is a must. It is used for thank yous and to carry prayers to the Creator. It also is used in blessings. Tobacco prayers are wrapped in different colored cotton cloth. Each color represents a direction, which also represents guardians, messengers, and qualities of that direction. Tobacco prayers can be left tied to trees or bushes or left in rock crevices. In the last round, as everyone says their prayers for peace, tobacco can be passed around for them to hold. Take it in the right hand, put it in the left with the right over it, and charge it with your prayers for the new earth. Then you can add them to the sacred fire, or burn them in some manner, or toss them to the wind, and let the 4 messengers take them. Cedar can be charged with life force for ceremony. Do as you did with the tobacco. Take it with the right, put it in the left, and charge it with life force. Bring in the electric blue light right into the cedar. Put it next to the ground with a small hematite or lodestone nestled in it. Then place your main crystals of the medicine wheel on it. This will act as a conduit throughout the ceremony to transfer and lock down the energies into the grid system of the earth, so that the vortex energies will have unobstructed path to Mother. And cedar can be used for smudging. I love the smell of cedar. Smudging your feathers and ceremonial clothes with cedar smoke will protect them from bugs and keep your fans forever. Sage may be the most commonly used for smudging. It is easily obtained, and there are many different varieties, from large broadleaf to small buds used in tobacco mixes. Sage can be wrapped in a stick with lavender or other plant mixes, or it can be loose and burned in a bowl or shell, using a fan to waft the smoke in the direction you desire. If you have someone who has the right to smoke people, give them this task. If not, then let each one smoke themselves. Copal is a South American incense and is burned and used for the same purposes as smudging. Sweetgrass comes from the plains and is used for smudging and making baskets and mats. It has a sweet smell. And cornmeal is sacred with many traditions. It represents abundance. In my case, it also represents the Corn Clan Mother Spiritual Council that I work with, so I will use it in ceremonies for that reason. I will use it to circle the ceremony, or just put abundance in a bowl in the ceremony along with water in a bowl. It sits in the south when used this way. I will use it to trail the energies where they need to go. It can also be used to toss into the vortex, representing prosperity for all. Water is a must. It will represent the water of the world, used in ceremony for cleansing and watering new life. And you will want to take some ceremonial holy water home with you for your own personal use. Bring what you have: medicine bundles, feathers, flowers, figurines, totems, crystal stones, fans, whatever calls to you to be part of the ceremony. You actually don't need anything but prayers for the earth. However, as you continue working with this, you will gather tools of the trade to help with this. Everything has energy and consciousness, so even stone people love to be part of these ceremonies, and everything has power and purpose. So let the items of the earth, four-legged, two-legged, swimmers of the water, and creepy crawlers, plant and tree people, stone and crystal people, all bring their energies and powers to the ceremony. It actually adds to the energy of the ceremony to have all of creation represented. First, you will smudge everything. Then you can say a prayer of intention and call in the spirit helpers. Spirit will direct. We have done morning songs, honor songs, thank you songs. Spirits have their bit of recognition for their service to the Mother Earth and to humankind. It might be expressed in many ways: sadness for the past and what they've been subjected to, or honor because they have completed what they were asked to do, or thank yous because they have and are doing what they've been asked to do. Fascinating sometimes what the spirits ask for. Then go into clearing of negative energies. You may ask for help from the spirits to do this. Angels, elementals, sometimes dragons come, eagles come, ravens come to help move the energies and release the negative happenings of war, massacres, murders, fights, death, mining, cloud seeding, pollution, and special spirit requests. Many energies such as war, poisons and toxins, and morphogenic constructs can be cleared at this time. We call in the violet flame, and it can be sent out to transmute all forms of negative and poisons throughout the world. In the video Sacred Breath, I go to great lengths to show how word and thought affect the world around us. This is the work of Masaru Emoto, showing how water crystals are programmed by thoughts, actions, and words. Masaru Emoto proved that everything we say and do is recorded in the earth energies. These are cymatics, or sound pictures. They have discovered that sound, vibrations, and intensity create pictures that look like things here on the earth. Both Dr. Emoto's work with the impressions that is put on water and the study of cymatics is the foundation for our work with morphogenic fields. Now a word about morphogenic fields. We've talked about how everything is water and how water, even air molecules, are imprinted and are records of everything that is said and done. When an area is repeatedly subjected to the same thought forms over and over, then there is established what I term morphogenic fields. Some good examples of this is where the Oregon Trail is, where hopes and fears were realized in very strong emotions. So if you could see the spirit trail of those wagon trains, you would still see many traveling the hardships of that adventure, as it is imbued in the energies themselves. Same thing with the path that was used by monks as they went to sing. Another situation which forms morphogenic fields is groups that hold the same thought forms, such as religion, or KKK, or witchcraft. I see these as actual constructs, something like a jungle gym. How bad the field is or how negative it is depends upon how dark, and how strong depends on how wide and thick these constructs are. We run the purple transmuting light literally through each construct and purify them. It will give a space of time which will allow people in that group to wake up, but it will reform because of the dominant presence in that area. So this is a constant ceremony in clearing these until they are diminished. When the construct is cleared, it will then take all the thought forms created in the ceremony as a new program, operating as an overguidance in that area. You can check in etherically to see how they are doing and when ceremony needs to be done again. At this point, we have established the vortex by bringing in the Creator's white light from the sky above into the earth to the center, and from the earth up to the center. Envision the grid systems that you've been directed to work on. Connect with star nations, Creator God, Mother Earth, whatever and however and whoever you are told to do. We have filled the vortex and the grid system with the incredible transmuting purple light, and we have brought in this light and wrapped the ceremony in its transmuting abilities, protecting the vortex and grid system. This is followed by a dancer song with rattles and drums so that vibrations shake the negativity loose. The songs continue until the spirits have had time to do the work. You can feel the release. Sometimes the spirits ask for overnight to work. When this happens, often the rains come and wash everything clean and bring the ionic charges in with it. Next might be the healing energies. There are spirits which haunt the earth, animal and human, which have died tragically and are stuck here, and tree spirits still rooted to the earth. There are even interdimensionals which are lost here, as well as interplanetary, which got left behind when star visitors left. All are helped and directed how to go home. This is when all the tree spirits will be thanked for their service and released to go back to the Creator. All disincarnates and animal spirits are invited to go to the Creator. There are also many dark energies. We thank them for the lessons that they taught, but now release them from their work as we have learned those lessons. Snakes and dark entities are invited to join the light. Those who refuse are sent into the earth and back to the dimensions they belong in. You can call for an angel to help in removing some of these energies. All toxicity is now invoked to change chemical makeup and become something useful to the earth. This vortex and grids now become the channel for the healing light. So bring in the blue and green light to heal and restore the earth. Blue charges the electric magnetic fields. Greens bring new birth or creation. This is followed again by a song and a dance, often about the earth and our love for her. This round can be used to heal water. We did a birthing ceremony once and honored our men by making them women. Or this round can be used to work on the magma and earthquakes, calling in the dragons to work with the earth. I like the honey gold energy, and we send the light over the land and water, coating everything with it. We send it into the morphogenic fields and into the water. Now, using the life force we sent in the last round, combining with the healing energies to heal and return everything to the etheric blueprint of the original design and DNA. We send the healing light to seal all constructs and all holes that have been made for foundations, for mines, for gravel pits or oil wells. And we seal all the constructs that are allowing the life force to leak. The color depends on what you were told to use, but I like the thick honey color that just coats everything. For this round, we brought in the honey gold light, filling the vortexes and grid system of the earth with it. When the round is finished, dance and sing until you feel sufficient work has been done. Employ songs, movement, and music to empower the energy to maximum benefit of the earth. Now fill up the vortex and grid system with the ruby gold light of the fifth world. Send this out with instructions to change DNA coding of the Earth Mother to peace, love, and harmony. Everyone in the circle can add their thoughts and prayers directly into the grid system and vortex. All desires for world peace in the form that it takes for each individual is put into it. Now is when you might use tobacco or cedar to pass around for them to charge with their prayers for the new world we are creating. Be sure to make everyone a part of the ceremony. with a chance to contribute their music or prayers. Send this into the world to the hearts and spirits of each human and to all the animals. Special areas may need special prayers, such as war-torn countries or recent natural disasters. No two ceremonies are alike because the spirits of the area inspire them. There is the whirling rainbow with its 12 vibrations of peace. The whirling rainbow is a gift from the Star People. It has 12 vibrations of peace. This can be set in a vortex. Now it is nice to have a powwow drum for the beat, and we'll reset the mother's heartbeat into the vortex and set the rate of pulsing radiating out. The whirling rainbow pulses out into the area around, and as it does so, it carries the ceremony program of peace, love, and harmony to everyone within the area. And as it pulses back into the vortex, it brings all the negative energies that it has picked up over the land area and brings it back to the center of the earth to be transmuted. Any of you may use this whirling rainbow energy in your ceremonies. A sacred fire can take the drumbeat deep into the ground. When the ceremony is finished, now you can bring in the singing and the dancing. And when this is done, seal up the energies so that none can change them until the next ceremony. Rely on your own traditions. Any ceremonies that your people do for healing a person can be adapted for healing the Mother Earth. Any songs and dances that your people use for the earth and about love and about healing are all welcomed. Any medicine bundles are welcomed because they have sacred representatives of the animals, plants, and birds with them, and this calls to those spirits to join in the healings. Draw from your background, bring what you have to it. Many other cultures have good ways that should be respected and included if there is a representative of them with you. We had an Eastern Indian man join us once. He did a prayer in his language. He watched and shared with us that their way was to do what we were doing every day. But he said in this world today, few still do that practice. Can we ever relate to that? These are new ceremonies, but just as sacred as any of the old ones. These work directly with spirit, so there is no right or wrong way, but only spirit way. Because it is a call for the four directions to unite and come together in sacred ceremony, this is not an exclusive Native American ceremony, even though it was first given to a native Eastern Shoshone elder. It is meant to unite all colors, all races, all creeds, together in one mind, one spirit, one love of the Mother Earth. Because this is the way the spirits have given this to us, I do not worry about mixing medicines. All ways are positive, uplifting, and unifying are good. These suggestions are guidelines. They are meant to create community, but they are very fluid, so as to be able to fit any group, any time, any place, with the spirits, the earth, and all those who inhabit it. Now enjoy your feast. It is always a part of any ceremony to celebrate the earth and all her gifts to us, especially our food. As you work with these ceremonies, you will learn much that will expand your understanding of how you participate in the alchemy of creation. This has been a basic how-to. Like I said before, the spirits of your area that you are working with are the real directors and will give you much guidance and help. However, have fun, O ye warriors of the rainbow. Go forth and create our new world. La, 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 la.
Man must come together. Man must come together from all corners of the earth. Man must come together in one mind, one body, and one purpose. And they must come together with all the walks of life. All the people of the world, they must come together as one, and receive the power and the glory of all the heavens. For the power is generated in the multitude. The power is generated in the masses. The power is generated by one mind, one body, and one purpose. And when man comes together, it is the power of the universe. It will be like living with Father in heaven, with all the powers of the heavens and the galaxies, and all the power of the higher beings. But man must do this, for God will not. Man must do all. Man must be. Man must be one in body, one in mind, and one in purpose. And all of this is God.
Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope that you will enjoy doing ceremony. It will help the earth and her people, the two-legged, the four-legged, the winged ones, and swimming ones, and the creepy crawly ones, as well as the plant people, the tree people, and all life.